This video will show you a few things about transcribing the records in the National Archives. Many of these records have not been seen for nearly 200 years. I am not an expert at this, but I have really enjoyed reading and transcribing some of these records. I hope this video will encourage others to transcribe records and explore history while they do this wonderful service. The goal of transcription in the National Archives catalog is to enhance searchability. All right, so if you would like to help transcribe, you need to go catalog.archives.gov and you need to have a login with them. And you just go up here to this login, sign up. So before I leave this to click on that, we'll go over this Citizens Archivist. That's for the people who want to transcribe. They have a newsletter. If you'd like to receive that, you can sign up for that. And if you want to do a survey, give feedback, you can do that here. So let's go to this login. You click here. And for me, I would say sign in. But if you do not have an account, you would create an account. Now you may want to read this. I'm really not sure exactly what it is, but it says if you have a login.gov account. I don't have that. I just have the National Archives, the catalog account. But that's how you sign in. Just create an account and follow the prompts that it gives you. Okay, now once you've signed in, you go on the National Archives catalog, go over here to the Citizens Archivist, and then go to Citizen Archivist Mission. When I first started, I couldn't find things to transcribe. I did some of these unified unidentified flying objects, and that was kind of interesting. Let me take you down to this Don't Leave Us Hanging. These are records that are almost done, but not quite. And so I'm just going to show you here. I'm hoping it works because I've come onto it a few times. And like this says, it's not started, and yet it has been done. Go forward. It should say transcription available. And this would be a good idea for you to go through and look at these and see what people have done and how they did it. Kind of compare it to what's here and then how they did it. And if you see something that's wrong, you can edit the transcription. It tells you up here that somebody did this one 41 minutes ago, which is pretty amazing. Okay, let's go back here. Transcription available. Okay. Actually, it said page 25 through 27 wasn't done, but somebody, it looks like, is actually working on this one. Let's go to page 19. You can do this next and previous, but I'm going to do 19 and hit enter. And it says it has not been started. Now, I'm not going to show you at this moment how to do these transcriptions. I want to go through a few more things on the video, some of the rules and things to follow, because as you do it, I just started and I was like, oh, am I supposed to do this? Am I supposed to do that? How do I do this? And so I want to go through some of those things. And then near the end, I will actually show you how to transcribe some of these records. All documents are unique and may contain various aspects such as stamps, tables, or charts. The following are a few examples. This is a stamp showing which government department had this record. This is a postage stamp. Often letters from people requesting information about a relative are found in the records, and it is common to see a postage stamp. Postage stamps are valuable in giving us a date of when this person was requesting the information. In looking at war records, I have found quite a few tables. Transcribing these tables can be challenging. The goal is to make the information searchable and easy to understand. I have found that using an outline format is often the easiest way to make this information understandable. And we'll go over this later. Charts and tables are similar. They can't be transcribed exactly as they are laid out, but outline format will often make the information readable and understandable. Capitalization is a bit tricky. If they capitalize a word, then you should capitalize it. The challenge is that it is often difficult to tell if it is actually capitalized or not. Here is an example of when it looks like they capitalized a word, but it really shouldn't be capitalized. Just do your best. The important thing is that the document is readable and understandable. If a word or words are completely capitalized, you do not have to type it all in caps. This is common for titles and headings. Type names the best that you can read them. It is common that the same name is spelled differently on the same page or in the same document. Spell it as closely to the way as it is found in the document. When it is a signature, add the notation of signature in square brackets. This makes it so that if someone can't see the document, they will at least know that it was a signature. Type abbreviations just as they are written. Do not write out the abbreviation. Even though I know JP stands for Justice of the Peace, I should not write it out. I think HC is in reference to the county, such as Henry County. But I would just write it out as it is written in the document. If you're positive of the meaning of the abbreviation and you feel it will help the reader, you can make a notation in square brackets. Superscripted letters cannot be done in the transcriptions. So as in Colonel, with the O superscripted, just write C-O-L-O. Captain, in this case, had no period, so type it without the period. Type up dates just as they are written. The 8th day was written with a superscription, which cannot be done in the transcription page in the National Archives. So just type it without the superscription. I usually type up the transcriptions on a Word document and then copy and paste it into the transcription page given in the National Archives. In my Word document, I use the superscription. The National Archives page will make the change, but my document is correct if I need to use it somewhere else. Type up misspelled words as they are written. You can add a notation of the correct spelling in square brackets if you feel it will help the reader or the search engine. In this example, I looked for Kanawha and could not find it on a map, but I found Kanawha in the area mentioned in the record, so I added the correct spelling as that would help someone trying to search for that town. I did not add a note for Reuben, as that might be the way the name was spelled. You may include crossed out next to crossed out text, as it may provide information useful to the document. In this first example, Taylor is crossed out and Thompson is written above. The second example, William was first written and then crossed out, and Reuben is written above it. Notice that there is a small caret mark. This is common in handwritten documents. It indicates that text has been inserted. You do not need to add hyphenation. In this example, recollects was hyphenated, but you do not need to hyphenate the word. Include punctuation exactly as written or not written in the document, even if it is incorrect. A period should be after British Army, but it was not written in the document, so you do not add the period. You could possibly add a period in square brackets. Handwriting can be difficult to read. Compare similar letters in the document to help confirm that you are reading the text correctly. Letters will often appear similar or standard throughout a handwritten document by the same scribe. So search the writing for letters that look similar and see if you can figure out the word. If you cannot figure out the word, use the notation illegible. If you would like to make a notation about something you see in the record, type your comments in square brackets. The first example is of a postage stamp. The second one, the page was torn. I could tell the word was recorded even though I couldn't see the R. So I put recorded in the square brackets. And the last example is using the notation of signature in square brackets, signifying that these were handwritten signatures of the people. Type what you see and follow the order of the layout as best you can. It is hard to have the layout look exactly as it is written in the document. I could not figure out how to get the numbers to line up, but at least they are in the same order as it appears in the document. Do the best you can. Here is a table with written information. This example was part of a questionnaire. Here is how I typed up this table. First, I typed up the question. Second, I then typed up the headers into one line. I then typed up each line following the format on the table headers. So, spring 1779 is the period, enlisted 1 month is the duration of service, private is the rank, Captain John Taylor, Colonel Preston is the name of the general and field officers under whom he served. The following lines follow the same format. Okay, so I'm going to come back here now to this record that I showed you earlier, and you just say start transcribing. Okay, so I would type in, well, first of all, it's not big enough for me, so I like to click here and make it bigger and then move it down a little so I can see it. And I will type in Cleveland, October 10th, and then I'm going to do the dash, slash, whoops, I did slash 27. Pension department. And okay, and that's on a different line, so Washington, D.C. Now it's telling me I have a spelling error there, so I can correct that. Now that one I would leave because that's the way it was spelt. It was abbreviated. Alright, I'm going to leave a line. I desire the record of, okay, they've got old slash of John Gasaway. So you don't have to hit enter to go to a new line. You can just keep typing. The reason being is this stretches out. If I do this, I can stretch this out farther like that so that you can get more in. Then slash family tradition. Oh, I do. Okay, let's see if I can type. Family tradition says Colonel John. Okay, I'm not sure why that is there, but I'll put it there. But dash for department, just give private, period, enlisted in Virginia Regiment under Captain Marquise Cameo. You just type what you see and Thomas Cotlet for 1776 for 3 years. Name last appears October 1779, period. Give me any information of family or where John moved to and death. And etc. Okay, then I'm going to move it up so I can see more. And I'm just going to oblige. Lulu Wood Martin 2194 Coventry Road, Cleveland. It's probably Ohio. So on this one, since they put a period, Cleveland is in Ohio, so I'm not sure if they would want you to do that or not. Probably not, but this is something that you could do. Whoops. Because there's nothing, I don't think there's anything, it just says Cleveland. It's probably the only Cleveland, so I'm not going to put that in there. But there are a few instances when I know for sure what it is and the correct one, and so I would put it in there. Then you just say publish and close. I'm going to close this, and you will see now it says available. Next. Okay, I am not going to do this one. Oh, this one says available. Okay, this one was not available about 10 minutes ago when I looked. So let's actually look at this one. Because, oh, it says 3 days ago. That's interesting. When I looked earlier, it said it wasn't done. These are the kinds that you want to look at before you do them and see what they did. It looks like they just went down line by line and they typed things in. Some of them will get a little more complicated when there's charts and tables on them, but this one is done. So that's how you would find it here. Let me just go, I'm going to look real quick. Oh, let's look at this one. Here's the stamp. So you can see here how they said stamp. So that if somehow somebody doesn't have this, they would know this was a stamp and that there was 2 stamps on there. Okay. So it looks like everything else was done. But you're going to find these records, because these are the ones that they have out, that people are trying to get them finished. I don't like having to go through here and search for those pages. So I'm going to stop, and I will pull up somebody else. Actually, yeah, I will. I'm going to stop here, and then I will do one more video showing you another type of record. I'm going to show you one of the records that I am working on currently. It's R.M. Skaggs. He was from Knoxville, Tennessee, and this is a Civil War record. There's a few things I want to show you. Let me close this out. It says transcription available. That means that it's already been done. So if I want to see it, I click here on transcription available, and it comes up what was already done. Now, if you see something that is incorrect, you're reading through it, then you can click edit transcription and you can go in if you're logged in. Alright, I am on page 13, so I could go page by page, or I can just type in 13. Actually, I think that one's done. I think I'm on page 14. So let's go to 14. And it's hard for me to see this, so I'm going to make it bigger. This is a pretty easy page to do. So here I'm going to say start transcribing. Okay, and I can 152 and then R period M period skags and $5.50 May, I think that's 6th 1863, and I think that's it. That's all that's on there. So then this will come up, publish and close, and sometimes it takes a little while for that to come up, and then now it's ready to be edited. Alright, and then I just go to the next page, make it big enough so that I can read it. Now I want to show you on this, instead of transcribing in here, on these I do it on a Word document. So let me go to my Word document. So this is how I've done this Word document. And I will go back in on this one. I can't show both of my screens. Let me move this off and go back to this page. So I'm kind of going in reverse. Let me see, I can copy this and then I will put it in, and that way I have it. Oh, and there's a way to get rid of this blue thing. I'm gonna have to figure that out again. I think I do shift space or something. I'll try it. Let me see. I can't remember. It's something pretty easy. Nope. I'll see. I'll have to look that up later. I can't remember. It's pretty easy. I need to write it down so I don't forget. And then I'll go to page 15. And there's page 15. And make it larger again. And here we have kind of a table set up. And so I actually have a table. This one's really hard to read. For expenses. So what I can do, the Confederate States, and it says RM Skaggs. So let me bring my Word document back over here. The Confederate States to R. So here's one. On this one it has a number on the top. This one does not. I'm going to copy some of this. Control copy, and I'm going to come down here to page 15. I can move it over so I can see what we're doing. The first part, Confederate States 18, and this one says 1863. The one that I copied said 1862, so I'm going to change that. And I don't have a date, so I've got it on the one that I copied. It had June 13th. For expenses, okay, while traveling under orders from Knoxville to Morristown, $2.50. So $2.50. I'm pretty sure it says 50. So I'm going to write $2. I'll show you this in just a minute. Okay, let me bring it over. So here you can see Confederate States. I had to change, there was a date in here, I took that out. Put in this, and then I have 250. Let me move it up because these other pages, it's been down there. They have $5. Oh, was it $5? Oh, $5. I had it wrong. It's $5. It's hard to see. So down here they have the total, and it says, I certify that the above is correct and just correct. Okay, so that's a little bit different. I need to change that. I have to correct that this one says services, and this is anyways, sometimes I don't know if it's faster to copy and paste and then it's made. So this is totally different on this part, so I'm going to type this. It was made by my order and was necessary for the public service it being impractical to take a rations in kind. Okay. I am going to copy what I have so far, start transcribing, and then I can say Control V and it pastes it in there. And I find that this is faster for me to do it in Word than to type it in here, because sometimes it gets really slow and you have to keep waiting. Every time if you type something wrong and you go back to fix it, you have to wait for this publish and close to come back up. So I'm going to, what do I have left? Okay, so I'm going to finish this page later. So right now I'm going to say publish and close. And I can come back to this page. I will come back and finish this page, but I want you to see that you can copy and paste into it. You can just type in there if you want, or you can, like I said, use some kind of a Word document and copy and paste it in. Now I want to show you down here also, if you need help, you can click here. It brings this up, transcription tips, and you can go here to get different tips on formatting. I can't quite read this. Anyways, it's kind of what I've gone over in the video, and different policy things if you wanted to click on that. Okay, I'm going to close this. The other thing I wanted to show you, because I was trying to do RM Skags and I couldn't log in to my account. I was really having problems. Now I went to an incognito page and I was able to log in. Called my son. He says, go up here to these dots, and I had to delete the browsing here. Once I deleted it, I was able to log in. But I also opened this same document in Firefox, and I was really confused. This took me a whole day just to figure this out. But I wonder if I can. Let me bring this down, make it smaller. See if I can bring both these browsers in here. Come on. Okay. Get rid of this browser. Okay. Okay. All right, and I'm going to bring my Firefox one over. Okay, let me make this small. Okay, so I'm going to go to page 1 in Chrome. And you see that the pages, this is page 17 and page 1 are this. It was all set up differently in Firefox. I don't know why, but just be aware if you're going between different browsers that it's set up differently. So page 1 is the same as page 17. If I go to page 2, I think it was, yeah, I can't see all of it. So here's page 2 is page 16. So if I go to page 3, there's page 15 and page 3. So just be aware that you need to stay with the same browser, which I normally do, but I couldn't log in, so I went to Firefox, and then I was really confused because when I went to page 1, we'll go to page 1 here, you can see they're totally different pages, and this one said it has not been started, and of course I have this one that I had done because I was on page I had finished through page 13, and I was like, what is going on? So just be aware of that. There's just always new things to encounter when you're transcribing. I think I've showed you the basics. Just to review, if it's available, it's already done. You can, let's go to page 16. It should not be done. It's not started. That's where I will actually go back to 15 and finish that one. So let's go back to 15. It says it's available, so I need to click on it, on the available, to bring it up right here, and then I can edit the transcription. I will do that after I finish this video. Anyways, I hope that will help you get started. I'm going to continue doing more videos on the National Archives. I think the next one I will be doing is on Revolutionary War records. I'm finding that there's standard papers, like certain forms that come in every one, and I am going to make that standard form so that you could copy and paste it and then just fill in the differences, and I will post that on my website, findfamilyrecords.com. For the different types of records, but I'm going to concentrate for a little while on Revolutionary records, and then I'll probably do it the same for civil records, the Civil War records, and from there I'm not sure, but I will continue to make more videos, and just hopefully more people will start transcribing, find their relatives, their ancestors, and I will show you some of the things I have found, just wonderful information on some of my Revolutionary War ancestors. Anyways, hope you find this valuable and informational. Thanks for watching. A few more things that I thought of after I finished the last little part was to talk about the extracted text. I covered this on another video, but if you click here, it comes up extracted text. And they have this is what an AI computer has read and what they think it is. So I found this on handwritten. It's not really that helpful to me, but if it's a typewritten one, it's very, very good. You can copy and paste it and then just kind of read through it and make changes. But I have found these handwritten ones, it doesn't really help. But you could always look at it, because I see here Revolutionary and Henry Grains and Coleman Shags, probably Skaggs. Anyways, and there's a date. It might help you to look at it. There might be something you can't quite read, and maybe it picked it up, so you can look at that. So I wanted to mention that. Another thing I wanted to mention is on the Revolutionary War records, down here at the bottom, it says Fold 3, which is Ancestry has taken these records and extracted or transcribed records, and it looks like they have at least the names that have been taken out of this record. And so if you have a name up here, if you're looking for a specific name, you can just look at this down here instead of having to try to read through this page. I haven't transcribed this one yet, and just seeing the names makes me really excited to read this. I'm assuming maybe his children that are listed. Okay, another thing that I wanted to mention is that you can download these if you wanted images of these, if you wanted to print them off and then look at them in writing. You know, maybe you could make comments on it, whatever, on your own paper. You can download this and print them off. Also, notice down here it says Veterans Service in South Carolina. So it kind of gives you at least a little bit of information there. Okay, and two more things. One, on the comments, you can click here and you can write a comment. If it said one, that would mean there was one person that made a comment. Anyways, if you had something you wanted to say that you didn't feel should be in the transcription, but you wanted to make a comment, you could comment here. Okay, and then the last thing I wanted to mention was on tags. I am going to cover that in another video. Tagging is usually not for records, these records that need to be transcribed. And maybe, well, I shouldn't say that. If there's certain things in here, in fact, now that I'm thinking about it, I could tag on this page. Let me do the transcription because I just finished transcribing this. So on here, he says an engagement at Kettle Creek. So I might want to tag Kettle Creek. Also at Guatemala or something. I think that has something to do with the Revolutionary War. Anyways, so maybe the battles. So if somebody's looking for information on a specific battle, if you tag it, it will be easier for the computers to find it. So anyways, I will cover tags in a future video. Anyways, I hope I covered everything. After I do the videos, I often remember something else that I missed. But hopefully this was helpful. Happy hunting!